Hi there and welcome back. So in today's video we're going to make a lovely lidded pot from this mould, which looks a bit like a jelly mould to me, something reminiscent of what my granny would have had in her kitchen. So we're going to use something a little bit unusual to colour resin as well today. We're going to use some of this pink acrylic paint. It's going to come up any moment now, along with the colour that it is in the top left hand corner. There we are, Classic Rose it's called. It's by, I think it was Artist Studio. We're also going to use some pink glitter, there's a shocker, and possibly also some silver leaf. There we go. Now everything that we're using today will be in the description box for you to go and check out and have a look. Tea Expert resin. Fantastic stuff, 1-to-1 mixing ratio by volume, or you can, if you've got calibrated cups like we have, you can just follow the guide on the cup. We're going to we've mixed up the resin for 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes on a timer, and we're then dividing it up in between some smaller mixing jugs. So here you go, this is the first lot of resin, and I'm trying desperately to squeeze out a small amount of the acrylic paint. Struggling. It was a cold morning and the paint, I'd forgotten just how thick this paint is. So there we go, it's just coming out of the tube or the pot. There we are, the bottle now, there we go. So as you can see, it's quite thick and it sits on the surface of the resin. It will stay like that until you mix it. So we just got some wooden stirring spoons actually here. You can use stir sticks, whatever you'd normally use to mix in pigments into resin. So that's at normal speed. That's me mixing at normal speed. Obviously you mix it in at the speed that you feel comfortable doing. I am wearing gloves. Unfortunately, I'm still suffering with a bit of a reaction to some soap I've used as well. So please excuse the red marks on my skin. Then what we've done is we've added in a couple of drops of the Vista white resin pigment, which has sent it this beautiful sort of pastel pink colour. So that's one lot done. This is the second lot. Now, with silver foil flakes or silver foil, when you add it into the resin, it's in large pieces or clumps. And then when you mix it into the resin, it breaks up completely. Watch out if you've got any compacted clumps or lumps in there, and make sure that you take those out because obviously they're not going to look quite so nice in the resin. And third and final bit, we're going to use some glitter. The glitter that we're using here is from the works. It's incredibly cheap. This was £1, and the dispenser nozzle in the top is brilliant, unless you're impatient like I am. Beautiful colour. Look at that twinkling and sparkling. So I took the lid off and just shook some in. Why not? Chuck it in. And obviously we're going to stir that in. Stir it in well, because glitter takes a little while to mix in equally within the resin, particularly if we've got a thickish resin like we have here. There we go. So again, just using the stir stick to mix it up. So that sent that actually quite a deep rosy red pink, which I quite like. So in case you haven't guessed it, we're going to put bits of each of the different coloured or glitter and flakes resin into the pot, starting with the lid. Now we've put a little bit in to start with, and then we're going to give a little squidge on the bottom. There you go. Sorry, it's slightly out of camera shot. And as you can see, that's me pressing the bottom part of the point of the mould together to try and get rid of any trapped air bubbles. And here we go then. So we're going to put in, that's some of the silver foil of silver flake resin. So just building it up in layers, bit at a time. Yeah, with lovely, lovely pastel pink. Yeah. Yeah. And then the glitter. It's amazing how much glitter, when you put it in clear resin, actually changes the whole colour of the resin as well, or the look of it. So there we are, and a bit more. We've left this, we haven't sped this clip up. Left it at normal time, so you can see, you can gauge how long it would take to do this. Yeah, so just then, and then I think I go in with some more. I put a little bit of the clear. So I had some leftover clear, so I put a little bit of that in, just to get it to spread out a little bit more. And then I think finally, here we go, we're topping it up to the top of the mould. We are. There we are. So that's the level. So you want to be level with the top of the mould. Now, go careful. I've taken a coffee stir stick and I'm doing the drop, I think it's called a drop swirl technique. So I'm just trying, and we're just going around the rim of the pot there, making sure there's no trapped air bubbles. So I'm just trying to get the layers of resin to mix slightly, and then we put it to one side. And now we're repeating the process with the pot part of the mould. So as you can see there, that's a slightly large solid clump of flake that I've just picked out with the stir stick. Oh look, there we go, it's still on the excuse me, and there we go. So just trying to make sure that I'm helping that along down off the top of the mould there, down the sides towards what will be the rim part of the pot. And then with that beautiful pink glitter. It's at this point that I thought, oh, that's a bit full. Whoa, look at those air bubbles. It just shows you how much air can get trapped. And here we go, we're just adding in some more of the pink. Actually, that has just reminded me of a pudding that they used to do for our school dinners when I was, God, ought to be kindergarten age, or infants if you're in the UK. Blancmange. Anyone remember blancmange? Oh, I hated this stuff. I love the colour, this colour. I hated the blancmange. Anyway, here we go. So just pouring it down. Look at all those bubbles coming up to the surface and popping. Wow. Okay, and there was some more, a layer of the silver foil. So you can see in the middle, there's a large chunk there. And I can't remember if I took that out or not. Oh, no, I didn't. It's a surprise. And then with the glitter. And then what I'm doing here is I'm doing, ooh, camera knocked, sorry about that. I'm doing the drop swirl technique. This bit's been sped up a bit, sorry about that. Do it slowly, do it carefully. So this is just trying to get all of the different types of resin incorporated. I'm sorry there, I was really wrestling with the camera a bit as well, trying not to knock it and so on. I think I've actually, yeah, look, I've swapped to the shorter but wider stir stick to do this. There we are. I probably didn't need to do it as many times as this with hindsight. I almost definitely didn't need to, but you know, it's up to you at the time how often you do this, how frequently you do it. There we go. So I think we're almost up to the top. Yeah, so just giving it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Removed the large clump of silver foil. Just mixed it in a bit. Now this is the following day. You can obviously leave it longer. If you've got a resin heat mat, then obviously it will take less time again. So just carefully taking the lid off. It was still a little bit malleable at this point. As I say, apologies for the look of the skin on my hands. It's because I've had a reaction to some soap I've been using. So there we go. You can see, you can get a bit of the, here we go, it's a bit more of a close-up. Look at that. I love the pink glitter. I probably wouldn't put the foil in again, or what it would look nice just with pink glitter, or just with the pink resin, or just with the foil in clear resin. Now, bear with me for this bit. Please bear with me for this bit. Unmoulding this piece, wow. I mean, yeah. It was, the struggle is real. Is all I can say. The struggle is really real. There are so many little ridges and patterning and detail in this mould, and it made it incredibly difficult to demould it. To the point where when I'd finally demoulded it, my fingers, the skin on my fingers really hurt. Obviously, you know, not everybody's like me, and my skin on my hands is a little bit extra sensitive at the moment, as you can see. But yeah, eventually I managed to get this mould off. Now, I haven't, some people would say, well, yeah, look, I'm trying to pull it away gently because I don't want to rip and damage the mould, trying to wiggle it away from the sides a bit and create some air pockets so that it you know, the suction of it is broken, the seal's broken, so that I can actually take the mould away. Some people have different ways of doing this. They might add a little bit of dish soap into it. They might squirt some alcohol ink. As you can see there, I thought, oh, I'm going to try and use a stir stick, and then thought better of it in case I damaged the mould or the actual pot itself. I can't use alcohol, isopropyl alcohol sprayed in it at the moment, because obviously that's going to have such a bad reaction on my skin. It's going to make it worse. So just, you know, take care. I mean, by all means, put gloves back on and demold it that way. Then use all your alcohol sprays and what have you. Now, it's at this point that I'm now asking for help from my partner in this creative journey. So any minute now you're going to see Wayne's hands come in. There we go. 2 pairs of hands are always better than the 1. And there we go. We're just trying to pull it out. So you've got a little bit of a sneak preview as well. Ta-da! It's released. Just looking at a little bit of a close-up here of the details. We're just looking for some imperfections, if there are any air pockets. I mean, but look at the detail. Look at the detail. It is stunning. Beautiful. I think it's referred to as a crown pot. And I think that's a little bit obvious as to why, but it still reminds me of a miniature version of a really ornate urn garden planter that someone would have had in their garden back in Victorian times, or it made out of crystal glass in the centre of a Victorian table. But this is beautiful. You could keep all kinds of things in it. Great looking, would look great in a bedroom, a bathroom, a dressing room. Anywhere really that you want to put it. Oh, lid's fallen off. There's no actual ledge for the lid to sit in, but when it's completely cured, it does sit nicely just on the top there. I think it's beautiful. The little princess bedroom idea comes to mind for me, particularly, I mean, for little girls. So here's our final shot of it, a couple of little videos of it in all its glory. I can't wait to do this in different colourways and maybe just with glitter in clear resin. You know, let us know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Give us the thumbs up. Help us build our creative journey and develop our channel. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.